75 days is a long time, and I think that it's a long time in our heads. It's a long time in our heads.
75 days is not long. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, hang on a second. What I was saying is 75 days in our head is a long time, when in reality, 75 days goes in a heartbeat. And when you're faced with trying to get something done, you look at it and go, 75 days, I can't do that. And then 75 days of sitting on the couch go by in a heartbeat, and you're like, oh, fuck, I could have done that. And then, I don't know, then you're beating yourself up twice as bad, and then you're stuck in that circle, that rut, because you failed. You knew you could have done it in 75 days. It went by easily. You thought it was more than it was. And when in reality, it's fairly straightforward and simple.
It's the story that we tell ourselves. Whatever the story is we tell ourselves is going to be our truth. We're going to walk. Words matter. It took me years and years and years to recognize the negative shit I said about myself actually affected how I performed in life, how I showed up in life, because I was always beating myself up for the mistake I made. I wasn't proud of what got me there. It was always the mistake. It was always the inner critic in me and in a lot of us, right, that want to break us down for what we're not doing instead of look at what we are doing. So if we celebrate more of what we are doing, then it's easier for us to commit to something and to actually move through it. So instead of thinking about those 75 days, think about, hey, I'm joining this amazing group. Look at all these other people who are doing it. Look at these pictures. This is crazy. I'm doing it day 1, day 2, day 3. And you see all these other people doing it also. And then you don't feel like you're completely alone. And that 75 days doesn't keep banging you in the head.
Yeah, right. The other thing that we didn't have to, and again, in terms of losing weight or being healthy or whatever we're talking about, they didn't have, none of this existed 15 years ago. So how did we ever do it before then? So I innately, I think people understand that. But also, in terms of addiction, I don't know that I've ever seen anything more addictive than cell phones. At least in my life, it's a constant fight with. I have a 22-year-old, a 20-year-old, and an 18-year-old. And we have rules. It doesn't matter how old they get. You can't have the phone at the table while you're eating or any of those kind of things. But if you go to any restaurant today, there's whole families sitting at tables. Everyone's on their phone and nobody's talking. I know for myself, and you alluded to it earlier, I said to my wife just the other day, as a matter of fact, it's funny that you brought this up, that work for me dictates, because of the emergency nature of the jobs that I do, I have to have a phone. I have to have my phone, but I look forward to the day, and it's a goal I'm setting for myself, that I can plug my phone in downstairs on the coffee table and come down and get it the next morning rather than have it next to me. So I'm aware of my dependency on this phone, and it mostly for me, it's work related, but for the majority of the population, it's an entertainment thing. I don't know. Again, you've got a lot more experience addictive wise than I don't know. I've ever seen anything quite like this, though. You're talking millions and probably billions of people.